Hey guys, I'm Cam and welcome to Reality Check. Have you ever spent money on a free-to-play game? Be honest now, a lot of people do. It's the basis of the whole free-to-play business model which powers some of the most popular games in the world. Interestingly though, there is some fascinating innate human psychology behind why smart people like you and I spend money on free games. This is part one of a special two-part reality check all about the psychology of free-to-play. In-app purchases are the cornerstone of the free-to-play business model, and resisting these takes self-control. Maybe it's the offer of extra tokens in Jetpack Joyride to unlock that awesome costume. Perhaps it's being repeatedly murdered by that champion in League of Legends who you don't currently own. Or it could be the knowledge that you're one Eagle purchase away from completing that nigh impossible Angry Birds level. Either way, resisting these temptations takes self-control, which, it turns out, is a finite but renewable resource. Much like your Magicka bar in Skyrim, or the strength in your arm when doing repeated bicep curls at the gym, eventually your self-control does run out. Some fascinating research published last year in the Journal of Consumer Psychology demonstrated this quite beautifully using functional magnetic resonance imaging of the brain. This is a common technique used in neuroscience research and creates pictures of brain activity by detecting changes in the flow of blood around the organ. Researchers at the University of Iowa noticed that the area of the brain which recognizes that a situation requires self-control, known as the anterior cingulate cortex, has no trouble repeatedly flagging up potential problematic situations. However, a different part of the brain, known as the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, the part that actually manages self-control, can only maintain its activity for a set period of time. Essentially, its message of, I really want to do the dumb thing, but I should overcome that impulse and do the smart thing, diminishes over time. And by studying fMRI images of this part of the brain, the researchers could actually see the test subject's self-control draining away. It really kind of makes sense that this is why games which repeatedly offer you solutions at the cost of a small purchase can wear people down to eventually parting with actual cash. In fact, there is scientific evidence that this ego depletion, as it's also known, predisposes you to make impulse purchases. Case in point, a different study carried out by the University of Minnesota challenged half of the test subjects to exert self-control by trying to ignore words appearing on a screen. After that, they then tempted everyone to spend their $10 participation fee on gift shop type items like sweets and mugs. Those who had done the self-control depletion exercise both reported feeling more tempted to buy and actually spent more money than those who hadn't done the exercise. This nicely demonstrates why games which offer purchasable cheats or buffs to speed up boring gameplay tasks like grinding can be so successful in persuading people to pay. Depleting the brain's self-control mechanisms is only one of the psychological reasons why the free-to-play model works so well, though. Make sure you join me next week for part 2 to find out some more fascinating but also slightly disturbing ways free-to-play exploits your brain. In the meantime, though, let me know your experiences with spending money in free-to-play. Have you? Would you? You can get in touch with me by commenting down below or by tweeting directly at me on Twitter at CamFrazRob. Alright guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you next week for part 2.